invest in the characters that you're watching, because that's the main story, is what's happening between them. Everything else is a byproduct of the story.
Richard, would you like to answer that?
That composes duality.
We have a home question. Home question for all of us. How does this play out for an actor? Emoting in the middle of all the action.
It's so much better than just doing action. Like you're sitting and hitting someone, punching someone. It's like to have a real conversation and then go back to like explosions. It was so exciting to be able to see and execute a scene that was created like that, because it's not boring. You know, you're not just saying like, okay, we've seen these amazing stunts before. You actually have interest and soul and you're invested. You know, you're like, what is happening? And I think that just gives the show so much of an edge over all the other action spy worlds.
Absolutely. Now, one of the most, I'm going to get into this trailer now, Richard. Take us through the process of preparing and filming for that.
That's kind of terrifying because this how do you look cool? How do you do it properly? And then that just fed into working out what the character would do, and that's what we did. How would you use every bit in the space? How do you use the sink in a fight? How do you use the handrail? So it gave us all these opportunities to make who knows how long, and they're straight into this dancing sequence.
I'm not even waiting for the 28th of April now, guys. I want to see this show like right now. But okay, we'll have to wait and behave ourselves. There's a scene, okay, a shot where you dodge a knife. And I looked at that and I was like, whoa! Okay, so what does it take to actually do an action sequence choreography? What did you learn?
Well, I had to really trust Richard that he won't stab my face when he threw that knife. Can you imagine you're standing and you have co-actors throwing a knife, but you know I'm joking, it was a CGI knife. He didn't really throw one on me.
Suddenly it's a magic show.
But that's what I learned. Smoke and mirrors, movie magic, guys, that you can make anything happen, and movie magic is a real thing. And
you know, the Indian installment of Citadel, we spoke about it before you guys came on the stage. Stars two of your friends, okay, that's Varun Dhawan and Samantha Prabhu. What advice would you give to your two fellow Indian spies who are part of the Citadel universe and in fact are shooting for the series as we speak?
I don't think exciting it is, and there are some really cool threads that connect the other installments to our.
We are here every day because she keeps me present. We're both hugely like to prepare properly before we engage in something, but I can overthink things and get in my head about it, and Priyanka was always great at bringing me right back into the room and being so present and allowing us to really play together. And I think that's kind of, in many ways, like the characters in the show, we balance each other out beautifully and bring out the best.
Thank you.
I think what I love about him is exactly the same thing but the opposite. So there are things that I missed.
Yin and yang. Love it.
So because our script is extremely, you know, it's many layers and there's a lot going on, I'll come on the set and take a certain approach, and Richard will just tell me in my ear, you already know this information. And then I take a second approach.
That's something that again.
So we protect each other and we have each other's backs, and that's really wonderful to know that, you know, we're not trying to trip each other up. We're not trying to like point something bad out. We're truly there to support each other because we know this show is about the two of us together, and the better we dance together, the better the show will look. And we've always protected each other.
Beautiful. Teamwork, making the dream work, absolutely. You know, honestly, questions, and that is of course Gaurav. Would you join us on the stage, Gaurav? Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome back. Great. So you know how it goes. Our friends in the audience are our friends from the media. We've already got a lineup of journalists and publications that they're from. I'm going to take your name and your publication name.
Not Miss Citadel, what would it be?
I think, well, from my point of view, or tried to do before, and for that one reason I'd say please tune in and watch it, because when you really fully combine those two things, you end up getting something electric all the way through it, not just the peaks and troughs of action or the lows of the drama. It's a real combined, beautiful thing.
And that was very intentional. My one thing would be, once you start, I don't think you'll be able to stop.
Hi Priyanka, my question is for both of you. What was the most challenging part for you while shooting the Citadel?
For me, the most challenging part, I think, was
the character traits that both of my characters share, the nuances between how they behave, how they react to people, how they speak, and trying to see which of them are learned things and which of them are built into you as a human.
Thank you for that. Our next question
To you, hi.
oh, thanks.
Richard, after having done projects like GOT and there's an Eternals where you worked with such an accomplished cast. As an actor, how actively do you seek projects that give you a chance to work with talent from across the globe?
I think that's a brilliant thing, that such great material is going to attract a really brilliant, diverse range of talent, and this show has done that. And maybe I've just been very lucky to.
I mean, you have worked with amazing actors. It's pretty cool.
Thank you for that.
A lot of action, suspense and thriller. How would you differentiate between the two projects, given your experience and the action in this?
Completely different characters, completely different.
The series. My question is for Gaurav. Citadel is one of the biggest series for Prime Video globally. Could you please help us understand the success of the same?
Yeah, thank you. I know how much they watch and the fans, but what's unique about Citadel is part of a global franchise that we're building, and we have interconnected stories, and we have like built legions of fans around the world, which is unique, and I don't think it's happened before. So we're super excited about that.
Thank you so much for that question.
For the show, love the trailer. Richard, my question is to you. You're not new to long-form content. You were part of Game of Thrones, of course. And you've also done franchises in cinema in Eternals. Do you think that with the audience seeing long-form shows year after year, season after season, they get a chance to connect with the characters more deeply and care for them more often because they're seeing them more often? And do you hope that it's the same for this character of yours as well, for Mason Kane?
I definitely hope it's the same for this character. I think there's something about this long-form, recurring series progress, mature a little in your head, and you come back with fresh eyes to it and a whole new experience, which will only inform the performance.
Thank you for that.
One memory on this set.
Vanakkam. My most fun memory on this.
No more continuity for you.
That's a fact. That was fun for me too.
Thank you so much for that, Sana. Would you like to take that?
I think on the day it was very difficult, but I look back, there's a whole sequence where we were being there and it kind of feeling like you were at a theme park because you were completely immersed in such a humongous set and experience. And that, as an actor, is one of those moments you don't have to do a lot of acting because everything around you is so real.
Correct. And you're excited.
I paused for a second when I walked in and I saw this set. I'd never seen anything as huge.
Success of this global franchise.
No, India is super important. We are kicking off the entire journey right here from India. It's before all the other premieres happen. This is the first place.
The first one.
First one. So that's we have Priyanka, who's our Indian global superstar, and everybody loves her here. And we have Richard, who has a huge fan following for the work he's done here. So that makes it super exciting for customers in India. And then the fact that we have part of the interconnected universe, that we have India leg to it that we talked about. So all of this make India a super important part of the entire.
When you choose a project, what are the things that matter? I mean, what is the primary thing? Is it the director, the story, or the character that you're playing? What is that one thing that's completely non-negotiable?
Look up to and like the people that I work with, like the people that I'm surrounded with. I've been doing this for a very long time and I want to be excited about going to work. I want to be
Script, and I want to go back to the start and read it again immediately, then I've usually found my next project.
Well, thank you so much for that. Priyanka?
Characters and actors of the various installments kind of crossover in the Citadel universe. And I know that this is you're still shooting it, but do you have like a tentative release date or window for the Indian installment?
So I'm not giving any spoilers away, first of all, between the multiple editions of the show. And this is a big ambitious project, and we are all super excited about the fact that, you know, we start off with this story and how the other stories unfold in Italy and India. So there will be connected tissues, and you have to just wait for that. I can't give it away. And of course, we are filming the India edition, and we don't have any announcements to make on that right now.
And very congratulations to all of you. My question is for Priyanka. Priyanka, you have worked with the best of minds, the best of creators in both the Indian film industry and the West. So what are the differences and similarities that you have observed in your experience?
I think the similarities are that movies are movies, TV is TV. Wherever in the world you go, the language is the same. You know, you'll have a call sheet, you have a call time, you have an AD standing outside your trailer saying you're late, come on, you have to know your lines, you know. So the madness is the same. I think the differences are cultural, and that should not be touched or changed. I think the cultural differences are, there's a lot of paperwork in Hollywood, like there's stamping, there's signing when you finish working, and there's like your turnarounds, and there's a lot of emailing and a lot of that happens. Versus here, we are a little bit more lax with time, you know, Indian stretchable time and all of that. But I think that the cultural differences are what I...
Thank you so much for that question. Lakshmi from First Coast, are you with us?
Hugely popular in India. So if you're offered a role in Indian cinema, would you accept it? And what kind of role would you take?
Absolutely. I mean, India makes more films than any other country to work with. In terms of what kind of movie, I would like to do something comedic. I think we do so many serious things. It would be good to do something a bit more comic, because I've not really done that, so maybe that will happen in the future.
We need to start thinking. I'm already thinking about it, guys, don't worry.
India TV. India TV? Yes.
Hi Joyita, how are you?
Hi Priyanka, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Lovely meeting you like this.
Me too.
Okay, so my question goes to you. Priyanka, recently you appeared in an international podcast show where you spoke about, there was a time in your career where, you were put into a corner. So, noting that was the reason you sought work in Hollywood. So, just wanted to know that why speaking about it now?
I think that first of all, when I was on the podcast, I was asked about the journey of my life, and I spoke about, when I was young, when I was 10, when I was 15, when I was 22, when I was 30, 40, whatever. So I was talking about that phase of my life. I think now where I am, I was okay enough to kind of articulate what I felt. I think I had a very tumultuous relationship with what occurred, but I forgave, in a safe space.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyita.
Thank you so much, Joyita. Thank you, Priyanka. Yeah, can we applaud that, please? Take a minute. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you. We are an extremely lucky audience to get you to talk to us today, the first in the world. So thank you for this honor. Yeah. Can I please at this point request Sushant to come back on stage, and our friends from the media, of course, will do